Can you imagine having a PhD from the world's most prestigious university, yet being laughed at in a job interview just because of your accent? This is exactly what happened to Alejandro Ramirez, and his response silenced those laughs forever. We've all faced prejudice at some point in our lives. Perhaps you've felt underestimated because of your appearance, background, or the way you speak. But true talent and intelligence always lie beneath the surface. Alejandro Ramirez's story is a striking example of how misleading prejudice can be. Alejandro was born and raised in a small town in Mexico, a hard-working and ambitious young man. His father was a farmer, and his mother was an elementary school teacher. Although his family's financial situation was limited, they always placed great value on education. From an early age, Alejandro showed extraordinary talent in mathematics. Thanks to a scholarship he won in a local competition, he was accepted to a prestigious high school in Mexico City. There, he developed himself not only academically, but also by learning 3 languages: Spanish, English, and French. Alejandro graduated high school as valedictorian and pursued his dreams by applying to universities in the United States. Due to his incredible achievements and potential, he earned a full scholarship to study computer science at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. But Alejandro's story doesn't end there. After graduating from MIT with highest honors, he decided to advance further in his field and was accepted to Harvard University to pursue a PhD in artificial intelligence. After a challenging 5-year process, Alejandro became one of the few leading experts in the world. After completing his doctorate, Alejandro began looking for a job. His goal was to work at Quantum Technologies, one of the giants of the tech world. The company was conducting innovative projects in artificial intelligence and employed the brightest minds in the industry. Thanks to his impressive CV, Alejandro quickly received an interview invitation. When he arrived at Quantum Technologies headquarters, he was excited but confident. This is where we come to the turning point of our story. When Alejandro entered the interview room, he found 5 senior executives waiting for him. He introduced himself and began enthusiastically explaining why he wanted to work at Quantum Technologies. However, after just a few sentences, he noticed one of the executives slightly smiling. Then the other executives began to smile too. As Alejandro continued speaking, the smirks became more obvious. Interview manager David Harrison finally stopped Alejandro. "I'm sorry, Mr. Ramirez, but our company is looking for candidates who speak more, how should I put this, fluent English for positions that require direct communication with clients." Alejandro asked in confusion. "I don't understand. Isn't my English fluent?" "Of course you can express yourself," said Harrison, exchanging glances with the other executives. "But your accent is quite pronounced, and this could create problems in communication with our high-level clients." Alejandro froze for a moment. As someone with a Harvard PhD, speaking 3 languages and an expert in his field, he was being belittled because of his accent. But we're not ending Alejandro's story here, because the best part is just beginning. Alejandro took a deep breath and said in a calm voice, "I'm not sure if you've fully reviewed my CV," and opened his laptop. "We've seen your resume, Mr. Ramirez. I admit it's impressive," said Harrison with a slightly condescending tone. "Then perhaps you haven't seen my additional documents," said Alejandro, turning his screen around. "I completed my PhD in artificial intelligence at Harvard University. My thesis forms the foundation for natural language processing algorithms currently used in the industry." The atmosphere in the room suddenly changed. The condescending expressions on the executives' faces disappeared. "Additionally," Alejandro continued, "last year, my article on artificial intelligence and cross-cultural communication was featured on the cover of Scientific American. And I currently have a job offer from Nexus AI, quantum technology's biggest competitor." Harrison's face paled. "Mr. Ramirez, you certainly have impressive achievements, but understand that communication with our clients—" Alejandro politely interrupted. "If I may, I'd like to show you one more thing." He took out his phone and played a video. In the video, Alejandro was speaking at a TED conference. The hall was completely full, and Alejandro was on stage presenting to thousands of people about the future of artificial intelligence in fluent English. At the end of his talk, the audience gave him a standing ovation. "This talk reached 3 million views last month," Alejandro said calmly. "And I believe there was an accent there too, wasn't there?" The silence in the room spoke volumes. Harrison cleared his throat. "Mr. Ramirez, it seems there's been a major misunderstanding about you." Alejandro smiled. "There's no misunderstanding, Mr. Harrison, just prejudice. And I think this is inappropriate for a company like Quantum Technologies that claims to be innovative." Harrison quickly tried to recover. "You're right, Mr. Ramirez. It would be an honor for us to work with someone as talented as you. We can prepare an offer right away." Alejandro stood up and took his bag. "Thank you, but I think I'll consider Nexus AI's offer. In their interview, they valued my ideas and abilities, not my accent." Just as he was about to exit, he turned around. "By the way, the reason for my accent is that I can speak 3 languages. How many languages do you speak, Mr. Harrison?" And with that, he left the room. Alejandro's story doesn't end here. Just 2 years after starting at Nexus AI, the artificial intelligence language model he developed became the industry standard and earned the company billions of dollars. 4 years later, he became the CTO of Nexus AI. And the most ironic thing was that 3 years later, quantum technologies was acquired by Nexus AI. Yes, you guessed right. Alejandro was now also the boss of the company that had once rejected him because of his accent. Harrison and the other executives remained at the company, but they now understood the value of employees from different cultures. In fact, after Alejandro took over the company, he launched a cultural diversity program at Quantum Technologies and prioritized hiring talent from different countries. Alejandro's story teaches us a very important lesson. True intelligence and talent lie not in a person's accent, but in the content of what they say and the quality of what they do. And sometimes judging someone based solely on superficial characteristics can cause you to miss the greatest opportunity of your life. What about you? Have you ever faced prejudice because of your accent or differences? Or perhaps you've unconsciously judged someone by their superficial characteristics? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next real-life story.